Okay. We're up here on the roof. We're not really on the roof, but we're where we were before, looking at things that we saw before. And it's the same valley over the air conditioning system. Condensing unit anyway. And I believe everybody, the general consensus would be that this looks a lot better. This area looks a lot better. So let's talk about some other things that maybe haven't changed. That sealant looks a lot better. The pipe should be painted. With that little white collar right there where that scraped all the pookie off, that should be painted. We're coming along here, the kitchen vent pipe. It still has dimpling on it. Still has dimpling on it. Not dimpling, excuse me. It's still buckled. It's still buckled. I don't know if I said this in the other video, but I used to call it dimpling and nobody had any problem with it, but then I found out what the real word was, so I thought I should use that. Buckling. The rain gutter ends, they still butt up next to the house like they're not supposed to. They did add kick-out flashing, which I appreciate that. I asked for it, but I didn't ask for all this sealant between the siding and the roof covering. I did not ask for that. Any moisture that gets inside of there is going to be trapped inside of there. This is supposed to be a drainage plane. That's why that gap is there. They just ruined the whole concept of it. I don't know who was doing all the big thinking. And kudos for getting up in there and trying and, you know, being careful and getting that in there. Kudos for that. You know, it's not like you didn't try to mess it up. You tried real hard. The rain gutters draining onto the roof covering, that has not been addressed. So, this was addressed, but it needs a little more help. This seems to be addressed. Maybe the heat healed it. I don't know. I have my suspicions, but the conditions are different today, and that's good. That's good. That's why I'm here. Draining on the roof hasn't been addressed. The kick-out flashing has been addressed. But then we have this. And the rain gutters, they haven't been addressed yet. Another thing that hasn't been addressed is the rain gutters have not been installed behind the drip edge flashing. That hasn't happened either. Reiterating. And the buckling. The buckling hasn't been addressed. Another thing, which we're kind of jumping the shark here, getting ahead of ourselves, but if that foam has been addressed, which I'll have to go back through the report. I see a lot of houses that is the wrong kind of stuff, and I don't think it has been. But anyway, that's for later.